Thank you, Adele. Yeah, I will. So today I will talk about our experience in Ukraine. Um, so the I would say that our endeavor in Ukraine has started back in 2014. In 2014, in Ukraine, there was a so-called revolution of dignity, and the new government that came to power, their main priority was to change the whole direction of where the country is moving to this, like, let's say, European or Western side. So their priorities were to fight corruption, to promote e-health, and, well, digitalize the country, and to raise the rate of transparency of the government in general. So the new government has started to look around, and they found Estonia as a good example of a country that has been very successful in all of these areas, like raising digital awareness and, well, digitalizing the country. So they also, Ukrainian government wanted to create their own data exchange platform or interoperability platform that would be similar to X-Road in Estonia, and that would follow this once-only principle, so that the end users, or, well, the beneficiaries of this technology, citizens of Ukraine, they would only need to provide their data once to the government, and to follow the same once-only principle that is implemented in Estonia. So there was a public procurement launched in 2017, in which we participated together with e-Governance Academy of Estonia. And yeah, we won this procurement. Firstly, we started with a small-scale pilot to demonstrate that our technology, our product, UXP, and the approach that we have envisioned can be used to achieve the goals that were set by the government of Ukraine and the donor countries that were financing this project. And from then on, we have steadily grown the number of services that are used over the platform, and the number of institutions that are connected to this. So also an important point to mention is the name for this local national data exchange system is Trumbita. Trumbita is basically a horn, a musical instrument that is used by Highlanders, Ukrainian Highlanders in Carpathian Mountains, and it is still used as a mean of communication. So when the people from the local villages gather for an important life event, such as wedding or a newborn, they would use this horn to communicate. Speaking about our approach and the challenges that we faced, one of the important goals was to use the Ukrainian specific cryptography, because by law in Ukraine it is required. So we could not use this let's say Western standard cryptography such as HTTPS. We had to use the cryptographical standards and algorithms that are accepted by Ukrainian law. As you can see from this slide, this uptake of digital of the Trumbita platform and the components that work together with Trimbita platform has been quite successful. So as of December this year, there are almost 200 governmental and private institutions that are using Trimbita, and there are almost 300 e-services that are available to the citizens. On average, there are almost 10 million transactions daily in Trimbita. The Ukrainian national citizen portal called DIA is using Trimbita, and there are lots of important services are also working upon Trimbita, such as generating COVID-19 vaccination certificates. So like all this QR code generation and validation with different e-health databases is happening over Trimbita. And another example of a successful e-service is the service is called e-baby in Ukraine. So when a child is born, before Trimbita or before digitalizing the government, parents would have to visit physically almost 10 institutions and fill in like 30-something documents on paper. Right now it takes like 15 or 20 minutes for them to fill out all the necessary documents. Actually, like 19% of the information is pre-filled from different governmental registries, and basically the parents just have to confirm that the data is correct. So what did we learn from our endeavor in Ukraine? We learned a lot about our product. We are now sure that we can adapt it to local technical standards. So in Ukrainian case, it was not only the local cryptography, but also by law we had to do the full localization of the product. So all the user interfaces, all the manuals for our product are translated into Ukrainian, and we have also changed the design of all the parts of our product that is available to end customers. So it follows Ukrainian national design code. We have also learned that it is very important in such a large country as Ukraine to use local partners. So we are very thankful to the local Ukrainian division of Estonian e-Governments Academy. Their team is technically very good. They know our product very well because they have received lots of training, and they have very good understanding of e-governance and this domain in general. And we have also used it for localizations and translations. We have also cooperated with Ukrainian IT company called Soft Expansion. And last but not the least, what was important is the political will starting from the president of Ukraine and the cabinet of ministers, and to representatives of small municipalities. They all wanted this change, and together we can now see that they have succeeded. So Ukraine is really a progressive country in terms of digitalization. Speaking about the challenges for us, I would say that since Ukraine is so much bigger than Estonia, and it's our largest customer in terms of population, we had to do some tuning, some technical changes to our product, so it would cope with the load that is generated by 44 millions of people who live in Ukraine and the diaspora abroad who who can also use the services provided by Trumbita. And the challenges for Ukrainian government, I would say that one of the most critical things was to build the trust among the citizens. So to encourage them to use those e-services, to build the transparency, and to raise the awareness that such services exist. And you don't really have to do this paperwork anymore. You don't really have to exchange documents on paper, and you can benefit from the things that were done by the government in cooperation with sponsors and donors. I think this is all that I wanted to say today. Thank you for your attention.